This summit has perhaps been the biggest overhaul of NATO since the end of the Cold War. Has it gone far enough in terms of expectations for the troop numbers and what was promised?
I think yes, but more important than that, we need to distinguish between the short term and long term. In long term, we've done a great step forward. Short term, yes, there are things we need to address more urgently. And yes, when it comes to Ukraine and the support to Ukraine, we need to do more in terms of rapidity of providing the support.
In terms of the troop numbers, some of the eastern members of the alliance, the Baltic states, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, had wanted 20, 30,000 troops to be committed to each of those countries. The number is going to fall short of that. The rapid reaction force of 300,000, many of them will not be based on the eastern flank. Why are the troop numbers fewer than had been hoped?
Well, we need to, of course, come to a position where there is an agreement between NATO and Russia, and we want to respect it. So we don't want to provoke falling off of the agreement. That is the main reason why. But the problem is not the number. The problem is the rapid increase of the troops. And I think here we are still lagging behind.
Your neighborhood has traditionally been seen as having unstable parts, let's say. In Serbia, for example, there is a government that is quite close to Vladimir Putin. Slovenia was pushing for Bosnian membership of NATO, which is still not the case. How worried are you about Russian destabilization in the Western Balkans?
I think none of the European country or population is immune to what's going on, and that is the information war waged by the Russia. Why? The population in the Western Balkans, large part of it, are sympathetic to the Russian cause, not the governments. So what we should do is address the governments directly, try to listen to the governments, and then plan the activities according and together with the governments who are sympathetic to the European cause. So it's a fragile balance that we need to seek, but yes, the population, especially the Slavic population in the Western Balkans, it's pretty much at the moment on the side of Russia. This is something that we need to take into account, because just by turning the eye away, it will not solve the problem. So the narrative is very important.
One of the interesting things that has come out of the new strategic concept, the blueprint from NATO, is for the first time using the word challenge to talk about China. China is a challenge now to NATO. Have NATO members gone far enough in confronting China and in using the language?
Yes, because one of the conclusions was that we do not want to alienate China, which means we don't want to confrontate. We just want to observe, monitor, and engage the China under new circumstances. And I think that's the proper approach.
But I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Slovenia has opened a trade office, I think, in Taiwan. Are you worried about China's expansionism and military threats in the South China Sea?
Everyone is worried about any kind of expansionist, especially China, since it's truly a growing superpower. But the point is, we need to engage. Only through engagement we can prevent the escalations. And perhaps if the engagement at such level with Russia would exist 10 years ago, things wouldn't happen in Ukraine. So this is a lesson that we need to learn from.